Hello people, welcome back to this AWS session again. So in the last session we had a discussion on AWS CLI with DynamoDB, wherein we created a DynamoDB table using AWS CLI. Then we put some items in DynamoDB and then we tried to fetch some items. So that was a little overview on AWS CLI with DynamoDB. So now we will learn how to connect to RDS from EC2 instance. So in the last session when we connected to RDS through our local machine, we simply first step was we launched an RDS instance. Then after that we used Eclipse in Data Source Explorer, I guess. In Data Source Explorer, we created a new MySQL connection, and in AWS, we configured public IP of our local machine. To give access to our local machine for accessing RDS. And now in this session, we will be discussing what is the procedure if you want to connect to RDS from EC2 instance. So for this, again, as requirement says, we first of all need to have RDS up and running. We also need EC2 instance, and then we will be using MySQL Workbench for doing this. In MySQL Workbench, we will be configuring basically a new server connection, in which we will be doing SSH through EC2 instance to RDS, and then we will be connecting to RDS through EC2. So for that, again, we need a MySQL Workbench. If you don't have this, I would request you to go ahead and download. The steps are pretty simple. You can simply say MySQL Workbench download. So the first link will be shown. You can click that link. And so it will give a list of downloads. You can simply click download and you can install it. So moving on. So first of all, we'll again launch our RDS instance. Go to your AWS console, expand services. You can click RDS. Again, we'll be using MySQL only. Now this also, almost all of you must be familiar about this. We don't have any instances up and running, so we'll say launch DB instance. We'll be selecting MySQL. Say select. Again, we'll be doing it with dev and test. Say next. DB instance, we'll be choosing micro db.t2.micro, and then we need to give DB identifier. We'll say MySQL CBA, whatever you want to give. Username will be CBA, and you can configure your username and password. Okay, after this you can say next. Okay, in this we'll be using default VPC only, that is default virtual private cloud. Again, I would like to highlight here, so we will be discussing all the security and networking related things in our subsequent sessions. So right now we are just focused on launching a RDS instance. Database name you can give. I will give CBADB, and you can launch DB instance. So it says your DB instance is created. Let's check. Say click view your DB instances. So now it's creating. You can click on details tab, so it will show you the configuration details. Again, we will be presented with endpoint, that is MySQL endpoint, with which we will be able to access MySQL. So we can leverage that endpoint to connect to MySQL, and all the other details like DB name and username you can see up here, which you have configured. And our VPC is, so again in this case we will be connecting from EC2 and RDS, and those both will be present under same VPC, that is same virtual private cloud. So you can see the VPC ID here. You can just see the last 4 digits for the sake of reference, that is 1248. So we will be accessing RDS from EC2 in which both are under same that is same virtual private cloud. Again, we'll be discussing VPC and security in subsequent sessions. So please hold on to your excitement. So I think it will take some time. So let's go ahead with our EC2 launch. Again, in under services, click on EC2. Running instances are 0, so this is the terminated one. We'll launch a new instance, free tier only, Ubuntu 4.04, select, configure one instance only, add storage is okay, add tags, my micro instance, next. Will allow SSH from anywhere. Say review launch and launch. Key val pair will be using the same key val pair. Say launch instance. Okay, instances are now launching. We can see view instances. I'll just open a new tab. Sign in. Okay, so now we can go to RDS. We'll see if RDS is up and running. Go to instances. Still says creating. I think EC2 should be up. Yeah. So our EC2 is up and running. We can see our public DNS and public IP also. And if you'll see VPC ID, you can again see for this instance VPC ID last 4 digit 1248. Our EC2 instance, and let's go to our RDS details, and here VPC you can see VPC 2EF01248, VPC 2EF01248. So they both are under same VPC, that is virtual private cloud. So it still says creating. Let it create. So we'll go to services, and in services under network and content delivery click on VPC. In VPC you can click on security groups. So these are the VPCs that we have. This is the default security group that we use for our RDS instance. You can go to inbound rules. So it is accepting connections on port 3306 through this source, that is your 94996. So this is that default security group for RDS. Okay, so now seems our RDS instance is also up. We have the endpoint available with us. So we have our RDS instance up and running. We have our EC2 instance up and running, and this is our VPC. We will tweak this VPC later to show you how to give. So okay, so we'll discuss this later. So hold on to your excitement again. I'm sorry for that. So opening your MySQL workbench. So herein we'll have to create a new connection. So for that you can go to database, you can say connect to database, and in connection method you can simply say standard TCP IP over SSH. So we will be issuing SSH from our EC2 instance, that is from this EC2 instance we will be using this for SSH to our RDS, and we will be connecting to RDS with that. So connection connection method is this standard TCP IP over SSH, and SSH host name can be your public DNS of your EC2. You can copy it. So this is our public DNS of our EC2, and then username you have to configure. So username for our EC2 is Ubuntu only. So if you remember, whenever we, okay, I can show. Open putty, SSH, auth, browse, select your private key file, session you can give a public DNS, say open, say yes. So remember, if whenever we launch our Ubuntu instance, we give username as Ubuntu, that is login as Ubuntu, and we used to log in using our private key. So again, the username will stay as Ubuntu only. I'll just close this. Username is Ubuntu, and in SSH key file you basically need to give a file which is in open SSH format. So remember, the file should be in open SSH format. I think our default private key, that is that we generated from PEM file, our private key, I think this will not work. So we will have to convert this private key file to open SSH file. So I will show you how to do that. You should have puttygen for that. You can open puttygen, and in puttygen, first of all, you'll have to load the file. Okay, select load, give your private key file. You can see keyval file is there, and it is ppk private key file. Select it. You can give it a name. I'll say open keyval, and this is okay. So once you have loaded the file, you can go to conversions. You can say export open SSH key. Okay, when you will give this export open SSH key, it will just export it. So again, let's say export open SSH key. It will say, are you sure you want to save this key without a passphrase to protect it? You can